that sexual assaults, as predicted, have skyrocketed in New York City. The NYPD recorded a 322% increase in sex assault from March 29th to April 4th. That's compared to the same period last year. Rapes are also much more common in every single borough. Midtown South, that includes Times Square, has seen a 400% increase in rapes since last year. You'd think this would be a big story. It's not. One person who's paying close attention is New York City Councilman Joseph Borelli, who joins us tonight. Joseph Borelli, I appreciate your coming on. This seems like if you cared about women's lives, and I think most of us do, you'd be really concerned about a 400% spike in rapes. I haven't read one story about this. Why?
No, and nor are the mayoral candidates, who are all traveling the city, touting what they plan to do next year as they inherit the mess that Bill de Blasio will leave them. But listen, Tucker, if you're looking to rationalize this, you have to realize that the rise in crime is not really a bug in the system. It's a feature. For 18 months, New York's woke Democrats have systematically eroded criminal justice and empowered criminals. It was bail reform. It was defunding the police. It was ending qualified immunity recently. It was criminalizing police actions. So it's tough to imagine any other outcome that they could possibly have foresaw other than a spike in crime.
I mean, didn't we just go through this whole thing 3 years ago where all these actresses showed up and said, you know, a lot of movie producers commit sexual harassment and we need to, you know, put an end to it? And by the way, I was totally on their side. I hate that stuff. Where are all the organized feminist groups when you see a 400% spike in rape in a single police district in the middle of Manhattan? Why aren't they saying a word?
No, you don't hear about it, and you won't, because the solution to this is proactive policing. It's the type of policing that most of these celebrities and most of these, reform activists and people on the street right now tonight protesting around New York City, it's that type of policing which they specifically do not want. I mean, this is something that the left has been pushing for in this city for a generation, and now we finally achieved it. And now we see an exodus, unsurprising, an exodus out of New York State. And it's not just to Florida, it's not just to the Carolinas, it's not just the tax climates, but we see people moving to New Jersey, a high tax state, just because they perceive to get a better quality of life in a safer community. And I'm running out of reasons to tell people to stay, Tucker.
That's such a smart point. We act like people respond only to economic forces, but actually people will pay a lot in taxes if it's safe and happy and nice and they like their neighbors. They'll leave if there's some guy living in a tent defecating on the sidewalk and they're worried about getting raped. That's a deal killer for people, obviously. And I'm glad you said that. Councilman, thank you very much. Joseph Borelli of New York.
Thanks, Tucker.